Welcome to Corby Town TV. It's the end of the season, but we've managed to get hold of the first team manager, Gary Setchell. Gary, it was a great end to the season. It just wasn't good enough. But you've got the new season on the horizon. How are you feeling about it?
Just really excited. Obviously, at the end of the season, we finished strong, and I had to sit down with Paul, James, and Stevie and Chris, and decided where we wanted to go and how we wanted to do it. And I had one or two ideas, and they've backed me to what I wanted. The one or two things that I felt was key for us to carry on going forward. We did, and I ended up agreeing to stay. And obviously then you go into the bits and bobs of retaining your players and letting one or two go and trying to find new targets, which ain't easy. I'll be honest with you, I don't enjoy this time of the season, because it's hard. That's a bit of a rat race. There's obviously always one or two clubs with more finances than you. There's one or two clubs with, maybe they've got links with players and stuff, and that's just difficult. And I'm no different than any other manager, but what I've got is a club with a really good fan base and an ambitious club, and that'll get us signings over the line. So at the minute you just all the managers step 2 down to step 5, we're just all jostling for position, and it's not an enjoyable time, because you think you're getting close, and then you get the phone call that they've gone somewhere else. But that's just football management. I've been doing it 14 years now, so I know what to expect. But I've shook hands with a lot of the last year's squad, which is good. Obviously I had to say goodbye to one or two, which is always hard because they're good lads as well. And I've had some really positive chats with some targets that I want to bring into the football club, hopefully to complement the players that we've got and make us better going forward, because we ain't got to be that much better than what we was last year. We just got to be a lot more consistent. We've got to be a little bit more ruthless, and we've just got to get this place going. And I think if we do, that's going to be a tough place for opposition to come. And the away form will look after itself. We've done reasonably well away from home. Certainly, one or two standout results that we had: Loughborough, Setchell, Boldmere last game of the season. Obviously, Daventry. They was a really young team, but we went there and we showed that we can go away and get go away from home and pick up results. And I think what we've got to cut out next year is, no disrespect to anyone in the league, but we can't afford to draw with Gresley when we did at a crucial time of the season. Chasetown can come here and they can do that to anyone, but that's got to be a flash in the pan. That can't happen regularly. And I felt after the first 4 games, I thought we looked quite assured at home, quite confident at home, which is key. You can't be nervous at home. And we picked up one or two good away results as well.
We've lost 2 big clubs, of course, Stamford and Halezone. Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
Why not, indeed. They're consistent and they've done what they needed to do. We've lost a big travel by losing Halezone as well. We've got some other teams coming in. It looks like AFC Diamonds might drop down into this league as well. But that doesn't bother you.
No.
That's nice. There's another local ground to go to, and it does, as I've said it lots and lots of times, the anticipation for the next season is huge. You hear it from the fans, and they're getting right behind you and the team.
Yeah.
You hear it from the players, that we've seen some of them tonight, and it just feels like this is a good time.
Yeah, it does, and obviously congratulations to Halezone and Stamford, probably the 2 best teams in the league. Obviously Spalding would probably argue that fact, but I think the 2 best teams in the league probably went up. And then you've got obviously Spalding, Calcer and Coleshill. They'll all be strong next year. We're hoping to be strong. Harbour down the road, they'll definitely be strong. And obviously there's a couple of, looks like Diamonds might be shifted into our league, so none of you'll have them fairly strong. And one or two of the step 5 teams that come up, they always come up with that little bit of momentum as well. So, and then you've got your Setchell, your Sutton Coldfield, your Loughboroughs, and I think that's going to be a real competitive league next year. But we're not in. I'm certainly not planning on trying to scrape into the playoffs. there'll probably be 5, 6, 7 teams who realistically think that they can win the league at the start of the season, and we're going to be one of them. And you know, only one team can win it. We know that. This is football. A lot of things can happen, injuries and etc. But you know, we're going to be certainly pressing on this year, and you know, we'll be doing everything we can within our powers to win football matches, look good in doing so. But what I will guarantee 100% is we'll not get outworked by anyone. You know, my teams certainly, when I've been successful, have been the hardest working teams in the league, and that's what I'll be working on from day one in pre-season. On, you know, if we can't win, we're a very good second, and that's how it's got to be. Obviously, you're not going to win every game of the season. That's impossible. No one do it. But when we lose, we're going to have to deserve to lose, and we're going to have to pick up a lot of results in these tight games, which we proved that we could do towards the back end of the season.
Hopefully, I'm looking forward to speaking to you at the end of each game in a positive manner. So
hopefully,
let's see what happens. Now, today was the awards. It was the players' awards for the season, and you picked as the manager's player of the season, one particular player. Can you explain why you picked that player?
Yeah, obviously I could only go on my 16 games. Obviously, I think he played 15 of the 16 or 14 of the 16, and I thought Slinny was outstanding in a lot of the games. He does a lot of the work that probably goes unnoticed by the supporters. You know, he don't score goals, and he just does his job, but he does his job really, really well. And I think he allows your fullbacks to get forward because he drops into them areas and cleans up for them. Like as they're going forward, he sort of falls into their areas and try and retain the ball. Trained really well, and you know, there's probably 3 or 4 lads, to be fair, the same. He played a lot of the games and done really well, but you know, I just felt that he just got better and better each week as we was working with him. And I think at 22 years old, I think next season, you know, if we can keep him on the pitch for 30 odd games, then you know, he'll have a massive season for us next year. And like I say, he's not one that catches the eye on a regular basis because he don't score loads of goals and stuff like that, but I think he got man of the match against Spalding, and that was well deserved. But he did do a lot of the dirty stuff that the other lads didn't do on a regular basis, which we ask him to do, so we notice it. But perhaps, you know, people see Danny's goals and Jordan's hat-trick and a lot of things like Caden running down the wing and stuff like that, and Big Charlie when he was there. So, you know, like I say, he does his job very, very well, and I think he was a sort of 7, 8 out of 10 every week from the minute we walked through the door.
Can we confirm then that Matty Slim will be back at the club next season?
Yeah, we've shook hands on a deal on Wednesday night. You know, obviously, like I say, there's a lot of things happening, and you know, someone could come in and double his money, maybe, hopefully not. But you know, I think I've got an alright relationship with a lot of the players that I've agreed to keep, and I'd be very, very surprised if once they've shook my hand they'd then leave. But you know, like I say, football's a funny old game, and you can never write anything out. But like I say, once you look in the eyes of the players and shake the hand, for me that's deal done. And so yeah, we've done a deal. Yeah, excellent.
That's very good news. So we've got all these cameras set up here. It would be remiss of me not to use them all.
Yeah.
So can we please bring in on the side? Michael's not here; he's behind the cameras tonight, but. Somebody else, another player that's won awards tonight. He won the Supporters Player of the Year.
Yep.
Not really too much of a surprise there, because obviously he wowed the fans with his famous towel, and scored lots and lots of goals.
Yeah.
Danny Gordon, please come in. Bring your awards. Why not?
Oh, we're going that way.
Why not? Yeah. So.
Don't know where I'm going to put my
Daniel, I'll hold on
to
you. Come on!
It's really nice to be recognised by, obviously, the players first and foremost, but the fans as well. I mean, we've played in front of 600, 700 pretty much every week, or every home game, and I think just to be recognised by those guys, it's a real honour to play in front of them first and foremost, and then to pick up an award is a real bonus. But we're all trying as hard as we can for the team and to get results and to push this club where it needs to be. So that's the target for next year. But yeah, as far as the awards go, I'm ecstatic.
And obviously, it's difficult to pick one from the other. You've got the Supporters Award, which is the people that watch you, that are ultimately paying your wages, and then you've got the Players Award.
Yeah, you can't pick really. I mean, the players, it's really good. It's really nice because you're playing with them, you're in the trenches with them almost, and you're digging in. It's the training behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. So that's what they notice. But then to play in front of everybody and for those guys to sort of pay however much it is to come in, and for them guys to pick me as well, it's quite special for me. So yeah, I can't really pick out the two of them, to be honest with you. I know that's a bit of a cop out, but I'm sorry.
That's fine. And the other thing that came out of the awards tonight is that you've also signed for next season as well. So everybody's going to be very, very happy about that.
It's a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, me and the family, obviously my family have come to every game and we had a chat about it, and it was just like, it'd be really silly for me not to sign, because of what my transformation is from sort of Christmas onwards was from the Setchell and the coaching staff that came in, and I think we've got a very good relationship. It's a good understanding between each other, and there are things I need to work on that he's given me targets to do for the season. And I think it was right for me to stay at the club and right for me to push on, and hopefully with all of us going.
Have you got any comment on your magic towel?
Well, it didn't work against Daventry, did it? Thanks, Michael. No, that's my uncle. He sponsors me every sort of year. He's with the Frogbox IT company, and he just sort of made a bit of a joke about the towels this year, and it's somehow become a bit of a trend. So, but in fairness, it does help. And I know that sounds a bit daft, but when it's raining, if you just get the towel, and it does help a little bit. So throw the ball a bit further. So
the comment you made there regarding the Daventry games, you took a throw in and slipped.
Yeah. That's
maybe at this point we'll roll VT and we can watch that again.
Yeah, that was probably one of the bloopers at the moment. I think you probably get 250 quid for that on the frame, but yeah, it happens, doesn't it? So.
But you have scored some wonderful goals, and as you mentioned in the awards tonight, you think that possibly your best goal was the away goal at Loughborough, Baruga, where you struck it and it just got under the bar and hit the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a good goal. I mean, I don't think I've hit one like that for a number of years, and I mean, I can do it. It's just getting the practice and doing it, I suppose. And luckily enough, that one went in, and it set us going to sort of quite a nice away win. So. And
next year, anticipation. Go, green lights.
It's all go. Under session, the coaching staff that we've all got, I think it is all guns blazing, and we go after every game, and we make sure we can't be fearful of anybody. And if we go with that mentality of we're going to go and work harder than you, we're going to go and we're going to play football as best we can, but first and foremost we work harder than the opposition team, and we'll hopefully win more games than we lose, and then we should be up there at the top end of the table. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't be, with the fan base that we've got and with the players that hopefully are coming in.
Excellent. So there you go. Not much to say from that, other than that, but thanks very much. First of all, first team manager Gary Setchell. I'm expecting claps, so there's nobody here. And of course, supporters player of the year and players player of the year, Daniel Gordon. That's all I've got to say. My name's Chuck. I'm going to lift this. Look. Yes! Mon the Steel Man! See you later.